Hey Radiant Souls, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome for the first time. My name is Heather. I want to share a quick channeled message today from my team of guides, and it is something near and dear to my heart. I've been hearing in my one-on-one appointments with people, I've been hearing so many of you talk about animals coming closer to you, animals seemingly understanding what you're asking of them, how you're talking to them, whether it's your cats, your dogs in your own house, or animals out in nature. Like there's something seemingly different, or it just feels more natural maybe for some of you now to connect with animals. And I think that is amazing. As an animal communicator, I am here for it. Let me tell you. I wanted to ask the guides their perspective of why that's happening. And that's some of what's been coming up in my one-on-one coaching appointments. There is this beautiful almost intersection of presence and clarity, as well as the collective energetics supporting this softening of the veil, not just the veil where we think loved ones in spirit or guides or things in other dimensions, but in our own third dimensional gravity, walking around here on the planet, interacting with animals in a different way. And then, as the team is going to mention, maybe turning a corner or starting some momentum with telepathic communication with one another. So I'll let them come through with their message and see you at the end just to wrap up for a little bit. Enjoy. Hello, bright and beautiful beings. Many of you in this time are experiencing new and interesting and intriguing connections with the animal kingdom, and we would like to share with you a little bit of why that may be occurring for you. The collective energetics are supporting more connection in a telepathic way. The collective energetics are also supporting more deepening of that telepathic connection. So many of you have been working on improving and increasing your frequency. And in so doing, when you partner or couple that with also the deep internal transformational work that many of you are also doing, what you do is create a beautiful clarity and a beautiful pathway through which your home frequency can be broadcast. Animals have this frequency, this purity inherently within them. For humans, it's sometimes a little trickier to obtain it. But for those of you who are doing the work in strengthening your authenticity, you are now able to meet animals on their wavelength, for lack of a better phrase, and to use some common terminology with which you are familiar. So when you are able to be fully present, fully authentic, fully you, and at a beautiful high frequency, you will find animals can hear you. They can feel you, but more than that, what they are doing is sensing your frequency. Many, if not all, animal species on your planet are tuned into frequency in a way that is very natural for them. They may feel the vibration of something on the ground. They may feel the pulsation of something in the air. They may feel wavelengths of frequency coming off of a predator or off of a partner. They feel frequency and they experience the world in a way that is very embodied. Many of you are also learning to do this in new ways, and so that also gives you common ground or a commonality with the animal kingdom. But if you can feel into your own sense of presence, your own sense of authenticity, your own sense of, I'm just going to be here now in this moment and be still and be joyful. Not focused necessarily on radiating anything out or in broadcasting anything, but just the being of you. In those moments, you are so clear, you are so pure in your energy. There is not motivation, there is not any kind of agenda. It is just you being you. That is what animals respond to very clearly, for they do not have to decipher between all of the mixed messages that you as humans typically carry around with you. If you can imagine all of the noise and chaos that may be existing in a human energy field when someone is worried about the past, worried about the future, trying to do their best, trying to get all the protein that they need for the day, trying to get all the carbs that they need for the day, trying to get through the day. There's a lot of static in the human energy field just by nature of being human. So when you are in those moments when you can come out of that or disengage from that noise, chaos, and just be purely you in the center of your being, in your authentic self, animals hear, see, sense, notice you as being decidedly different from the others of your species. And so they will clock that. They will notice that. They will wish to investigate or interact with that. So many of you are having those moments of, I was able to walk almost right up to an animal and it didn't run from me. It didn't seem afraid. Maybe animals are coming closer to you, birds coming, leaving presents even. We've heard and witnessed many stories of many of you in the audience who have had beautiful encounters. What we find interesting is this is, from our perspective, an important step in your communication with other beings who may not be of your planet. For if you can be in your purest energy, your most clear self, that is the basis for much communication with multidimensional beings such as ourselves. So this is an interesting time in which you are practicing and often witnessing, getting the receipts, you may say, of that pure state of being. And it's one of the many reasons that we and others in the spiritual space speak highly of being present, being in the now, being in the moment. For there is also clarity with that. And if you can imagine, with that clarity comes a larger footprint. So you have a larger broadcast signal that you can then share. So you are being detected, if you will, by more and more animals. Many of you will be turning a corner soon on telepathic communication with one another if you have not already. Many of you have that and have experienced that in small ways or maybe in significant ways with those who are close to you, your friends, your family, your loved ones. But there will come a time in the near future, in the near perhaps 8 to 12 months coming very soon, where you will be able to practice this telepathic communication very regularly with one another. And again, this is building on your frequency, strengthening your frequency, strengthening your bandwidth, strengthening your clarity, and your ability to be authentic. For when you are forming words, whether they be verbal or nonverbal symbols with your hands, with your printed word, there is often a thought behind that is in addition to the clear message. How should I phrase this? I don't want to hurt someone, or maybe I do wish to push some buttons, not necessarily to offend someone, but I want to craft a message. In that crafting of your message, there is much that is lost in clarity. Sometimes it's necessary in your world. We understand this, but we are using this as an example of the more you are stepping out of the need to craft a message. When you are speaking telepathically, it is instantaneous. And so there is no formation of an agenda. There is only the message. There is only the thought, the communication. There is not anything to obscure it. And so for many of you, that is very freeing. For some of you, that may be very scary. But for other dimensional beings, that is often our preference of communicating. We do not wish to be often imbued with emotion or other meaning or agenda. We don't have that necessary twisting or shaping of words. We just share messages. And so when you are looking to transmit or receive messages from either the animal kingdom on your planet now or multidimensional beings in other spaces, realms, dimensions, know that it is this beautiful pathway of clarity that is often very key to a successful communication session. So many of you are well on the way. If you are receiving these beautiful partnerships with animals, whether they be the beings who share your homes or they be animals out in nature outside of your homes, pay attention to this. Spend time with that if it is desirous to you to do so, and allow yourself to strengthen your skill, your bandwidth, your clarity, and your presence. And you may find that receiving messages then from your guides, from other beings, may become a little easier. We thank you for sharing in this message with us today. Be blessed, dearest friends. Doesn't this all sound so fun? Let me know in the comments below. Are you seeing different things happening with animals? Are you practicing telepathy with animals? Have you studied animal communication? Would you like to study animal communication? I don't know why I have so many questions today, but I'd love to hear what's going on in your world. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I've heard some of you in our one-on-one appointments talking about this, and it never stops fascinating me and delighting me, and I'm overjoyed for it. The deeper connections we form with the beings who aren't like us. Like I think for me, it's always felt like, as the team was saying, a necessary next step if we want to talk to galactics and cosmic friends or spirit guides. Why not practice with dolphins, deer, foxes, bunnies, cats, dogs? Like, let's start closer to home before we go beaming ourselves out into the universe looking for communication. And I think the more we strengthen that muscle, absolutely, the easier it gets to have high frequency, telepathic, clear communication. So I would love to know what you're seeing, witnessing, experiencing. How is everything going with you? Leave me a comment below. And thanks for spending some time with me and my team. And I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.